Hi everyone, it's Latin Roses. If you want to learn how to make this sexy dessert, a throwback from the 70s, it's so beautiful. A little bit of sinfulness, so indulgent, absolutely stunning, just like all my viewers. If you want to learn how to make this, then keep watching. The first thing we're going to do is make our crust. We need a 9 by 13 baking dish. Mine's a little bigger at 3 quarts. You're going to spray it with a non-stick spray so nothing sticks in there. And you're going to put that aside. In a mixing bowl, you're going to add 1 cup all-purpose flour. Now, if you want to keep this gluten-free, you can add any flour that you like. For me, I made some oats. I put 1 cup of oats in a food processor, and within a few minutes I had a gluten-free oat flour that worked really well in this recipe. But you don't have to, only if you want to keep it gluten-free. Otherwise, all-purpose flour works terrific here. You're going to need 1 cup of pecans. And you could use walnuts as a substitution, but pecans is the best and most tasty, in my opinion, nut to add to this recipe. So you need to put it in a food processor. You can also use a blender, but a food processor actually works better here. And you want to get it crushly fine like this because you don't want anybody to chip a tooth while they're eating this delightful recipe. It's just a nice, smooth nut crust. You're also going to add 1/2 cup of butter that's been softened at room temperature. And guys, there's no other way to do this. You have to get in there with your hands and just mix it up and smush it together until it forms a nice, delicious pecan crust. Put your pecan crust inside your baking dish. Press it down with your hands until it covers the entire baking dish. You need to bake this in a 350-degree oven between 15 and 20 minutes until golden brown. You need to let this cool for a whole hour before you put on the first layer. To create the first delicious layer, you're going to get 8 ounces of cream cheese and put it into a mixing bowl and add 1 cup of sugar to that. If you have a hard time eating cream cheese, then you might want to use the Italian version, the mascarpone. It's a little bit softer, not as thick, a little more rich, but in reality, you really want to try to use the regular cream cheese because you do want thickness in this recipe. And then you're going to blend it all together, mix it together with your electric beater until it's all smoothed out, creamed together, smooth. Takes a few minutes. Then you're going to add about 1/2 tub of Cool Whip. You're going to fold it in gently. You don't really want to stir it, mix it up that way. You just kind of want to gently fold it in until it's well combined. And then you're going to want to refrigerate this for at least 20 minutes before you add it to your cooled pecan crust. And your crust actually has to be cool for this to come together really well. Being patient is kind of difficult because it's so yummy, guys. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to add our first layer of the cream cheese Cool Whip combination to our cooled down pecan crust. And we're going to spread it until it covers completely the crust. And I also recommend that you put this back in the refrigerator another 20 minutes at least while you're making the second delicious layer. For our second layer, we're going to need vanilla pudding and chocolate pudding. So a small box of vanilla pudding and a larger box of chocolate pudding. And you're going to need 3 cups of cold milk, just like you'd make in a regular pudding. Now, if you have a hard time with dairy and you're trying to keep this dairy free, you can use a nut milk or an oat milk, but you're going to have to use the stovetop, cooktop, the cooking kind of pudding for that. Otherwise, it'll never thicken up. And you want a super thick pudding. So if it doesn't come out really thick like this, you might want to add some more pudding and or some Nestle Chocolate Quick will also help to thicken this. Now you're going to add the second delicious chocolatey layer on top. And you're going to spread it all until it covers completely the Cool Whip topping. Doesn't that look good? Now for the third and final layer, you're going to add more Cool Whip topping, and you're going to spread that until it covers the chocolate layered pudding. Now we're going to decorate and have some fun. Going to get some chocolate sprinkles. Going to sprinkle all over, but not too much. This next part is really indulgent. Don't skip it. You need a chocolate bar, and do not try to skip it and use chocolate chips. There is nothing as decadent as some chocolate curls on top of your dessert. And you're just gonna shave off some chocolate curls. You could do it right over the dessert, or if you like a more controlled look of how it's gonna look like I do, then you can separately shave those, get those chocolate shavings and then hand sprinkle them. Oh my gosh, guys, how good does this look? It is so good. So delightful. It's so sinful. It's so delicious, so decadent. You're going to surprise all your friends. They're going to be so happy you brought this dessert. Look how good that looks. It's time for the taste test. Okay, everyone, this delightful, indulgent dessert is not for the faint of heart. It will impress your friends and family and entice them. If you love chocolate, you're gonna love this. You can taste, the very first bite, you can taste the pecans, the chocolate pudding, the cream cheese, and the Cool Whip. So delightful. This is not going to disappoint you at any party with any of your friends. So good. So if you guys try this, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you alter the recipe in any way, and let me know where you guys are from. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to stay in touch, subscribe. And as always, I wish you love, peace, and joy.